This is Kristine Stokes, and I'm your host of FabViewLous Talk Show, where we feature all the glitz, the glamour, and the real life of Las Vegas people. Tonight we celebrate more than beauty. We celebrate diversity, culture, intelligence, and strength from our remarkable queens that have come from different backgrounds, traditions, and life experiences, each bringing her own unique story and perspective together. Please help me welcome Miss Fabulous America 2022, Gala Hernandez. Hello, Gala.
So excited.
Yay. Miss Fabulous America Elite 2025, Anne-Marie Hallwyler. Did I say that right?
Hallwyler.
I've said it before. And Miss Fabulous America Classic 2025, Claire Senderling.
Hello.
Hello, beautiful ladies. Wow, what a flashback with Miss Gala. Let's start with you, my beautiful friend. So, what has been the most memorable part of your Miss Fabulous journey? I know it's a few years ago, but...
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I remember it like it was yesterday, though.
Yay!
I still remember it vividly, and it sounds so cliche, but the best, most memorable part was definitely just getting crowned as Miss Fabulous America. I remember being so shocked when I heard them say my name that I like froze for a few seconds. I was like, wait, that's me.
Yay, yes.
But it was just such a memorable thing. It just feels like your hard work really pays off, you know, just like I remember like training with Pasarela with everybody and training just like the dance routine, getting my walk down, and it just feels like everything just paid off. It's such a good feeling.
What was your most challenging part of the pageant itself, between the walking and the dancing and the...
I think there's just definitely a mental game to it. Like getting out of like my own way was my biggest challenge. I know that I had to kind of like take a step back and just like give myself pep talks. There was a time where I definitely thought like, can I actually do this? You know, like, am I fit for this? And it's crazy to think that if I would have gotten my own way and just not like encouraged myself and had other people encouraging me, that I would have not had that opportunity and I wouldn't have been Miss Fabulous America. So I think it's important to just kind of like know that it's a mental game and just, you know, have people outside encouraging you, encourage yourself.
Follow through.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. And then how about you, Miss Anne-Marie? What was your favorite experience during your pageant night?
Honestly, the favorite part was not when I was crowned or my name was called. It was the moments leading up to it. It was the sisterhood backstage.
Yeah.
It was the coming together of women, the different and the men, the different diverse cultures and backgrounds, the stories, the things that we overcame, and a lot of us were praying up a storm. That was those that were faith-filled, you know, in the background. So it didn't feel like a competition. We were just all in such support. It was like family, and I loved that because the focus wasn't so much on the outer beauty as I feel a lot of other competitions might be out in the world, but it was on the inner beauty and being there for one another and just really supporting each other in our strengths for one another.
I love that. It's for me when I watch everybody just shining, and it's like, it's not even a competition. It's almost like just coming outside of your comfort zone and finding your fabulous and putting it on stage. Like that's what, when watching you guys, that's what it's for me watching. Definitely. Thank you. And then Miss Claire, how about you?
My most
favorite moment on the stage.
Moment?
Yeah.
On the stage. Well, I'll say my favorite moments is when you like walking and so
you're just walking on stage. Walking is fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I don't know, on the stage, your favorite moments? It's, when you won the crown. So also when you're walking and you see like, you got to do your best because everybody is like focusing on you. So you have to just be graceful, you know, show your... You're beautiful. You're fabulous. Your inner beauty, not just the way you look, and just be confident and
So, both of you come from a different state as well, right? You had to travel to Vegas for this, so that was a big challenge for you. Did you get as much pageant walking time in because you were traveling? Did you miss a lot of pageant walk time, or how did you feel about that?
Yeah, so because we have to travel. We didn't have chance to do practice. We didn't have chance to attend
The training,
some trainings, and so when I came in, I was like, oh my God, and I was, I'm the classic thing, so my age, and also being I'm a lady boss in Oregon, because I'm running a real estate, investing, construction, and everything else, and you have several businesses, and then you're the boss in there. You have the authority and things, and you come here, and you are like gonna show you gotta walk like this. You have to make sure. Yes. And my favorite moment is when this two little boy, like interviewing me, asking me this question, and I was look at this. I was like. Wow. I actually was, instead of focusing on the question, I was focusing this two little boy. It was so cute. I was like, oh my God, I'm so adorable. And so that's why I was like, say that again.
That was Ethan and Braden.
That's another my favorite moment on that. It was like so cool experience.
Yeah, that was super.
That was their first time too. They weren't prepared. They were like, wait, what? I was like, you're asking the question. So you guys were all caught off guard. All pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said about diversity in work, that kind of leads me into the next question. How do you think pageantry has impacted your life, especially considering your background and your beliefs? So, Claire, you want to go continue discussing that, because you're already kind of talking about how you had to go from construction and real estate and running the Boss Babe, and then coming to be feminine and...
Yeah, so I was, from my background, growing up in the Philippines was, very conservative, and pageantry is only for beautiful person. You have a height, you have a fair skin, you have not flat nose, you just be beautiful. Yeah. But joining in pageantry over here is just, seems like it's for everybody. It's everybody is beautiful, right? And the fate also, you have to work hard. You're not just join the pageantry and the thing. You have to work hard and have faith in God and dream. Yeah.
And Ms. Anne-Marie, how do you think pageantry can help you advocate for your community, for the people you represent, and how you would use your title to empower others and promote your diverse background?
Well, I love this question because I'm a rather new nurse this past year and a half, so advocating for my patients on a daily basis and being a voice for them, helping them to feel and be safe and get the care that they need is already part of my day-to-day. So the platform really just kind of, it's in my DNA, so the platform of pageantry just kind of is extending that. Extending that to others and helping men and women, know their identity, where it lies first and foremost, in their Savior, but then empowering them to find that strength and overcome, past trauma or injustice or whatever they've been through, because we all have a story, and God truly wants to give purpose to our pain. And the walking, as Claire said, we did have to do a little catching up on that coming from Oregon. And so it was great that there was a workshop that Ellen held for us to try to do that. But I felt like for me it was a lot to overcome, because one of the things I was overcoming, I had, going into it, I had actually 3 torn tendons in my hip and had surgery about...
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, 3 weeks after. And I was very self-conscious, whether I was out in public or going to work and being a new nurse, with that gait. So I really had to force myself to face the fear, and my way of facing fears is to kind of go crazy sometimes, like pageants or other things, but take action on what I'm afraid of. So getting up on that stage and, having to walk and try to do it as gracefully as I could was really, really a test.
Well, it worked because you got the crown, so your crown shone through. But I'm honestly, you were going through nursing school Did people know that you were going to be in a pageant? Did you talk about it with any of your patients, or were you able to?
No, I didn't really want to say anything. It was kind of a last minute decision. I mean, I've been thinking about it all year, and I passed my exam a year ago, last week actually.
Yeah.
And I kind of contemplated it, and I was really struggling as a brand new nurse because you have to have confidence. And honestly, I have a background of having such low self-esteem and not having that confidence, and I've had to turn to God and find Godfidence. So I didn't really decide until the last minute that I was going to do it, because I really wanted to have breakthrough in other areas of my life, including nursing and becoming a new nurse, so that I could show up and be the best I could for my patients and their families, and for my community. And then, with not knowing what my competition was going to be, what I was walking into, I wanted to wait till maybe it was after it's said and done, to then be able to help other people, find the strength to do something like that.
Yeah. And Gala, how about you? Are you going to plan on doing another pageant?
I definitely... It's funny because I did pageantry thinking I would do a lot more pageantry, but it was always my dream to be a model, like, ever since I was little. But I was always told, like, you're just not tall enough, it's just, like, not really, the industry is just not really fit for that. But I think pageantry just opened that door for me to model, so I definitely, like, delved into modeling more, and I've just been doing that a lot, and I really love it. But I think I do miss being on that stage, so it's definitely calling my name again.
Well, we are going to have a little bit of fun with that pageantry. Pretend we're back on stage. Do you recognize this little bowl over here? So we've prepared some challenging questions, just like your question night that night. God, there were some challenging questions in there. I was like, how am I going to answer these? But your answers will be based on your experience after winning the title. So, Gala, would you like to go first?
Yes. Okay.
Miss Gala, how do you inspire young girls in your country to see themselves as leaders?
Ooh, I love this question. I think that's really important, because I think when people hear the word leader or leadership, they think of maybe like a high job position or something like that. To have to be in a leadership position, you don't have to be president, you don't have to hold a title in office to be a leader. It starts with yourself, so I think that you can definitely just lead by example. Be yourself, take initiative, serve others.
I love that. Lead by example.
Yes.
Good answer. Let's see what the judges say. Miss Gala, thank you. Miss Anne Marie, could you please grab a question from the bowl, please?
I think this was almost the most terrifying part of the pageant, not knowing what question we were going to get.
What does this one say? Okay. What cultural values from your country do you believe the world can learn from?
I think probably the biggest one that I've always applied in my personal, my professional, just every area of life goes back to the golden rule: do unto others as you'd have done unto you. And with that comes kindness and respect, being truthful, having integrity, being a leader, taking the time to rest, and serving others. Yes, serving others with your whole heart, and just really loving others and loving your community.
Okay, thank you, Miss Anne Marie. And last but not least, Miss Claire.
There we go.
Thank you. Claire, if you could implement one policy change in your country related to your cause, what would it be?
It's stronger protection for battered women and survivor, because there's a lot of women that they just keep quiet. Sometimes they just take it because they don't have support. They don't see that there's a community supporting them. So
That there's something outside of where they are. They're safe to leave.
yes, yes, or they think that that's the way it is because there are lack of education. We need some education for women that it's not okay. This is not part of your you call it responsibility as a woman, as a wife. It's not okay that you. Sometimes women they just take it because they thought it's part of being
married.
Yeah. So
Would you say that's more here in the U.S. or in the Philippines?
I was referring to Philippines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay. It's here too. So I mean,
So, yeah, there is also it's kind of almost everywhere, and
yeah.
we were just hide it, or they think it's just our responsibilities, or nobody because we didn't know. Nobody educated us to. They thought that's just part of life.
Well, now that we've been able to answer those amazing questions, how have you taken your title and utilized it towards your mission and your passion? And I'm assuming it's domestic violence. So how have you used your platform? Or have you been able to utilize your platform with the Crown?
So I collaborating with my local community and some organization. I would like to to speak and advocate women that we could be independent and
And you're proof because you have a crown and you wear it proud.
Yeah, the crown. When you wear this crown, it's not just a crown. It's responsibilities. You need to be a role model for that.
Yeah.
And that's how you win it.
I
You
love
just
that.
not win the crown. You win it because you're gonna be a good example. You're gonna be that.
And Anne-Marie, how have you taken your crown? Oh, wait, hold on one second. I gotta ask. Are we gonna have judges with this question? Are they gonna win another crown from this? No. We'll ask the Great Wizard of Oz back there, the Great Powerful Oz. Well, to me, you all run another crown with those answers. But Miss Anne-Marie, let's go ahead. Sorry. I just wanted to ask, what have you been able to do with your platform and your crown since you won?
Well, I know we are talking about bringing this pageant to Oregon, and so I'm excited about helping to promote that because, again, I love how that it's more focused on the inside beauty, and we transform and we need to heal and work on our hearts and evolve and transform from the inside out, and so helping. In my community, I'm helping people to know their identity and that it lies in what the Creator says about them, not the world, and that we're not just this one-size-fits mold. We come from all different ages, cultures, skin color, backgrounds, diversities, you name it. And what makes us different, what makes each one of us different is really our superpower, and that can be used to share with others and help others and to be a voice to them. So I work closely too with the homeless community, missions work through my church, and Celebrate Recovery, and it's just really opened up my ministry for that, which I've thought about doing for years. And so being able to bring others to that and know that their fabulous is within them. They can reach it. They can do it. It doesn't matter if they're 20 or if they're 51. If you have that dream inside of you, it's there for a reason. It's not there by mistake. So.
And Gala, let's back to the question. Did you get nervous when you had to pick up that question?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Does it bring you a flashback?
Yeah. I remember that being the most intimidating part of the pageant for me because I always had a fear of public speaking. Anytime I had to do a presentation at school, I just could not sleep the night before, and I was just so anxious, and I was like, I hate this. I just don't want to go to school. Like, I don't want to do that presentation. I just don't. I never liked the idea of being up in front of people and talking, but...
And then now you wear a crown. So how do you utilize your crown now to overcome these fears?
I think it's just I'm so big on just being, every time I see myself in somebody represented, that somebody, like if somebody's Mexican American like I am, for example, every time I see myself, whether it's in modeling or something, it just gives me a lot of encouragement, because I think if she can do it, so can I. So I know that somewhere out there is another Mexican American girl, you know, just like me, who saw me up there and thought, okay, I can do that one day too.
Oh, yes.
Whether she's little or in my age group. And I think that's what's really good about pageantry, is that it is diverse. It's becoming diverse, especially the Miss Fabulous organization is very diverse. I think we have a lot of diversity in it, and it's good for it to just keep expanding, because people will get encouraged to try something new, and you never know what's out there for them.
Face their fears.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Well, I mean, that pretty much led us into the next question about how you can encourage other women and inspire young women to feel insecure about their skin color, their culture, their background, and their unique personalities. So how would you, well, you're having the pageant in Oregon. Well, you're both going to be in Oregon, so you have that.
We were thinking too, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have the pageant in Oregon. You influence other girls just by looking at you. So how is the diversity, how can you be powerful influence in our society? How do you think pageantry can be powerful, and how would you get the word out there? Like, how are you letting other people know? You're doing the homeless thing. How would you let other people know that pageantry is powerful?
I think just advocating for it, just telling people anytime the pageant's coming up. I love that season when we just get to tell people, like, hey, I think you'd be a great fit. You should try to do this pageant. It just develops you into a different person, and I think it's an opportunity that's once in a lifetime, and everybody has to do it at least once.
At least once.
You'll not come out the same person, but in the best way. The first time that I gone on that stage, I just it's funny because I feel like every time I've done something like that, I feel like I black out and I go on stage and somebody else takes over, like an alter ego.
Oh, that's cool.
But I think that the biggest thing is just, it's going to develop you, whether you're terrified of it or super intimidated by pageantry, because I know there's definitely some aspects of it that might intimidate people, but I think the biggest thing is that it's going to develop your character. You're going to grow so much, and you're going to feel more empowered, more supported. You're going to feel so much more confident. It's going to help you in just your everyday life. You're going to be able to just grow as an individual outside of pageantry too.
Yeah.
You start to bloom, you start to really flourish.
Definitely,
I've been trying to self-develop the last 5 to 10 years, and it really does do that. And it develops you, and you develop the servanthood and serving, others and serving your community.
Yes.
And it helps you to overcome those fears and work on the pelvic floor. I feel too, the butterflies in the stomach.
I mean, I know that, I feel like, where have you noticed yourself personally have improved since you've won your crown?
Definitely in public speaking and just speaking into others' lives, speaking into our younger generations, because they're going through even more crazier stuff than what we went through, so that they, the men and the women know that they are beautiful. There's a plan and a purpose for their life. They weren't created by mistake. They are here, and they are loved, and they have value and worth. So letting them know that is so important with what they're going through.
And Claire, do you have any closing words for us? We're about to wrap it up.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, what it changed me, I was a very shy individual that always want to be unseen, and I actually just got back from New York, did the fashion show, wearing my crown, and everybody was looking at me. I was like, how did you get that? I was like, well, I got this title. I'm the Miss Fabulous Classic, so so now it gives me confidence. Now I'm walking in a fashion show and wearing my crown so proudly, and hey,
it opens up doors that you never even thought that existed.
Because everybody, your background and your culture shape, give you history, and this is part of your history. You're,
oh my goodness.
I love it.
You're classic.
I'm classic. No, you are. And that's what is so amazing about pageantry. So thank you so much. Thank you, ladies, so much. That was such a pleasure having you here tonight and sharing your stories and your insights on how to be successful, and also why pageantry is just really a great pathway for anyone and everyone to join. All right, queens and kings. It looks like we're out of time, and it's always such a pleasure to have these beautiful, beautiful queens here. And thank you so much for being here. This is Kristine Stokes signing off.